Cristina Kim, USA. Cristina Kim, United States of America.
I was just shy of 12. My dad first introduced me to the game. He kind of took me out into the backyard one day, wielding this big foreign stick and said, hold this, swing it, do it again. You know, I was swinging 500 times a day before I ever struck a ball. I was doing that every day for about a month before I ever realized there was a point to the game. He said, there's a little white ball, stick it in a hole. Made sense, fell in love, boom, there you go. Football, volleyball, hockey, American football, and chasing boys. Those were my passions when I was growing up. But you know, once I got into golf and realized that I was somewhat decent, you know, it's just the passion just completely erupted.
My favorite holiday destination, though I've never been, would probably be the Maldives. It just looks absolutely amazing. If I was not a professional golfer, I can say now I would probably try to be a photographer. I read everything from, you know, standard fiction literature to some kind of weird, kooky, like, neo-tantric stuff. This was my first time ever playing a full-on LET event. It's not co-sanctioned like it is, you know, for the Evian Masters or the Women's British Open or anything like that. It's amazing, you know, the camaraderie that you see amongst all the people. You know, the players are so friendly. Everybody, it seems like everybody's family. You know, it's probably a little bit easier as an American being on the American tour because you don't have to necessarily worry about all of the languages and this and that. But, you know, the fact that you can experience all the different cultures and the foods and the fashion and the men and all that stuff, you know, in different countries in Europe, it would be very interesting, I think. Some of the operational things that the LET does with, you know, like texting tee times, I think that's like ridiculous. I love that concept. Who would I want in my dream floorball? No doubt Tiger. Of course you have to have Tiger. And then probably Martin Luther King and Julius Caesar. I think those would be three fascinating human beings. I'd like to say that I'll be back in Europe a lot more next year. I don't necessarily know what the requirements are in terms of how I can bypass first stage for Q school or this or that or whatnot. I'm actually talking with the LET right now to see what it is that I can do in order to get to finals because I believe Dubai is the same week as first stage and I might be in Dubai, so it's one of those, you know, kind of toss-up things. Right now, if I had to sit next to any one person in a dinner party, it would be either Ricky Gervais or Jay-Z. I love him, Jervs, he's great. If I could have anybody caddy for me in a tournament, Steve Williams, he knows what he's doing, why not? It's a great, refreshing, different outlook on golf that I have when I'm here in Europe, and it's so enjoyable. And you know, there's great competition here as well, you know, which I think is fantastic. And you've got some great golfers, you know, who come out and they play hard, they live hard, they love hard, they work hard, and it's you know, it's just. I feel like I can easily belong here. You know, there's a lot of passion out here, and I think that's fantastic. I'm very passionate about everything that I do, you know, regardless of what it is. So, you know, the person that people see on the golf course, that is all me. But I, you know, like I always say, I'm a multifaceted gem. So.